It's almost farewell, but I think there's been quite a lot to look back on over the last few days. If you leave without actually new ideas, that would be a very strange thing. I'm hoping you're feeling pretty tired after the 3 days. I know I'm certainly tired. That is one of the problems of being energized. It can't last forever. You do. But there has been a real buzz around the meeting, and one of the buzzes is you just can't actually get around everything. It's just not possible. You hear that you want to see this, you haven't seen the posters, but remember the posters are still on the website. You can see all those, and there's lots of information on them, so there is an afterburn to this as well. But if you haven't been energized enough, then please do stay for our new members ceremony here this afternoon. We have 84 new members, 151 guests, plus 32 children aged under 3. And if you don't feel energized by one of these occasions, then there's something wrong with you. It's a really, I mean, it has been one of my surprises. It's such a high energy, happy event that it's actually a real privilege to be able to perform at them. So, I started this conference with what's the best conference experience, and these were my personal tips. So, these were them. So, have a conference buddy to share your plans, experience, and network of people. Meet new people. Make sure you introduce people who don't know each other and that they always introduce you. Keep an open mind and challenge your existing opinions. Learn something new each day. Go to the sessions you know least about rather than the sessions you already know 90% of the content. Ask questions to get answers, either in person or via the Twitter feeds. Hashtag RCGPAC has been very busy. Speak to me and all the other college officers. I've certainly spoken to loads of people. I'm sorry, I can't always remember your name, but I do try. We really do want to know what you think, so this is your college. It's not our college, it's your college. Connect with your local faculty. We really want to make your faculty the obvious go-to place for local support, knowledge, and inspiration. And at our Fringe faculty event last night, it was one of the best ever. So we're building on this each year, but we need you to actually use your faculty and contribute to your faculty so it's good for everybody. The posters are still on the website. You can still look at them. There's certainly a few that I need to look at. And most of all, have fun at this conference. So I'm getting a general feeling that people have had fun, so that's been a success. So if you have your own personal tips after this, then please email me at president@rcgp.org.uk and we'll try and build it into the next conference. Now I'm going to end this conference with my personal tips and challenges to have a better next year. Warning, these are my personal, I've been told to say this. These are my personal tips and challenges. This is not part of any official college policy, okay? I'm not allowed to make up college policy, okay? I've been told off in the past already. But Mike Pringle said when Claire Gerarda was chair, the way he found out college policy was by listening to Radio 4 Today program from start to finish, and that's how he knew what the college policy was. Anyway, here's some of my personal tips and challenges for the next year. This is the headlines, and I'll go into each one in a bit more detail. So really, have a better life as a GP. It's a great job. Increase your well-being. This 5-a-day thing, which we're going to talk about, may be difficult at times, but misery really is an option. You know, it's up to you whether you want to be miserable or not. The next challenge is going to be save the planet, and we've already heard about social prescribing. This comes into it. But today, the RCGP launches our Green Impact for Health Toolkit and Awards. Also at this conference, we've heard an awful lot about changing the paradigm of general practice. We've heard about it today, and this is really quite important so that we make sure that our status is the status that it should be, rather than the status that's given to us. Use your faculty. Help make it the go-to place for support, knowledge, and inspiration. Help our International Development Fund and our Student Development Fund. Apply for or nominate someone for fellowship at our college. Help with our knowledge base. Do the cancer audit, for example. Recruit one person to general practice. Think about where you want to be in 10 years and how you're going to get there. And most of all, make sure you have fun every day. So, challenge number 1. Improve your well-being. This is the hashtag 5-a-day scheme. So, reduce your stress. There are always ways that you can reduce your stress, even in the current climate. The new Economic Foundation suggests there are 5 key activities we should all do to cultivate well-being in ourselves as well as in others. And these are, 1, giving, paying it forward. 2, taking notice of one good thing that happened today, connecting with your colleagues, keeping active, fit and healthy, keep learning by trying something new. And if you think about each of these things, each one by itself seems sensible, and the opposite of them seems nonsense. So don't give, don't take notice of anything, don't connect with your college, don't keep active, fit and healthy, and don't keep learning by trying something new. It's nonsense. So actually, but if you look where you are and try and improve. On that note, I just want to say that Keep Fit machine in the area is broken. I scored 53, and that was... You're supposed to score 100. It was definitely broken, and there's something wrong with that. I'm just saying, that's all. Challenge number 2. This is the Green Impact for Health Award. So today, the RCGP are launching the Green Impact for Health Toolkit and Award. So this is something that we've been trialing over the last couple of years. So we've run through 2 cycles. The first year was a pilot study. The second we extended a little bit in Bristol. And this is a version of the National Union of Students Sustainability Accreditation Scheme, and it's been developed through a partnership between RCGP, NUS, University of Bristol, and NHS Health Education England, with input from GPs, trainees, and medical students to meet the bespoke needs of general practice, helping them to become more streamlined and creating a sustainable future. If you're like me, what you think is, yeah, I really should be doing something, but I don't know what to do, and it's too difficult, then this is the answer. It's already running in 400 other organizations with sort of different things that you have to do, but you can find more about it on the NUS website. Green Impact is free and easy to use and can improve your environmental, ethical, and economic sustainability, as well as efficiency, team morale, and well-being. So to find out more about the toolkit, I mean, if you want to take a photo of it, that's the easiest way to remember these websites. You just look at the www.greenimpact.org UK/GI for health. And you can use the log kit, the log, if you use it by using the email username, which is there, and the password test toolkit, and that will show you exactly what to do. And in summary, it's got a whole variety of things which are directly applicable to your general practice, including social prescribing. And it tells you what you should be aspiring to do. It tells you the evidence base, if there is one for it, and it also gives you useful tips about how to do it and to make it an easy job. So you can either use it as a lookup tool and just dip into it, or you can use it as the award scheme, and it's a points-based scheme. So if you do a certain amount, you get a bronze award. If you do a bit more, you get a silver award, and if you do a little bit more, you get a gold award. And so it runs in a cycle from now through till May. We then audit it. We get NUS students from different universities throughout the country to go in and audit you. Very simple process. And then you get an award at the end of the year. And then, of course, you can build on it year on year on year. It's completely free. But if you're thinking, I really should do more, then this is an easy way to find out what you need to do. I'm quite skeptical about these things, but I think this is very good. And NUS are fantastic partners in this. And it fits with that 5-a-day, giving, taking notice, connecting, keeping active, and keeping learning. Challenge number 3 is we really do have to change the paradigm of general practice. We must change our status from disease generalists who have some knowledge of most diseases to expert medical generalists, the patient specialists who understand the importance of everything that affects a patient. I was lucky enough 20 years ago to have a Harkness Fellowship, and I was based in Harvard. And Harvard produces roughly 1 family physician a year. And there, if you want to be a family physician at Harvard, what they say is, why would you want to do that? It's just too simple. But if you keep at it, what they then say is, why would you want to do that? You have to know something about everything. So that's where we are, but we need to change the paradigm. So we actually can make sure that the medical students and the foundation doctors and all the rest actually see how great a job general practice is. Challenge number 4. Now, more than ever, we need local support. Our job is really hard, and actually, you get energy from meeting people just like you. The trainers know this. The trainers' groups are really powerful sources of energy for you, but we need our local faculties to actually provide that to everybody who is a sort of a grassroots GP. So we need to use them more, and we need to make them the go-to place for support, knowledge, and inspiration. We're on a journey at the moment from actually the faculties being fairly neglected, unwanted children in our college to actually the future of our college. If we don't have vibrant faculties, we won't have a college, and we won't have healthy practice. So make sure you get the best out of your college. Lobby for more in your faculties. Ask Central College for more. I'm not supposed to say that. And again, this fits in with the 5-a-day thing. Fellowship of the RCGP. Nominate this year, coming year, nominate yourself or others for fellowship of the RCGP. You have to be a member in good standing for 5 years. But there are loads out there. The process is online, it's via our website, and it's fairly easy, and we're planning to make it even easier. Roughly 14% of our eligible members are fellows, and 75% of our fellows are men, which doesn't actually correlate with our demography. Members who have Indian, Pakistani, Asian, Chinese, and African ethnicity are also underrepresented as fellows. Our 32 faculties promote fellowship differently. Some have 33% of their eligible members as fellows, and others, not far from here, have just 3%. And the experience of documenting what you've done in your career is a very positive experience, and one that our college wants you to encourage. I read many of these fellowship applications, and actually I am blown away by what people do that they don't tell anybody about. But just writing it down, I assure you, you will be overwhelmed by what you've probably done but haven't really told anybody about. Again, it fits with our 5-a-day. Challenge number 6. Contribute to the knowledge base in general practice that informed our work. We have to have an academic base. We have to make sure that what we are doing is the right thing to do. So, one example, in England right now, there's the register that CI UK are running via the RCGP website via the RCGP website. You can access the National Cancer Diagnosis Audit. That's registering now between September and November. It was posted number 303 on the audit, and you can still look that up on the website. It's an online portal. It's already populated with your patients who were diagnosed with cancer since 2014. It takes about 15 minutes to add your primary care data about your patient, and this will provide reports and feedback to you in 2017, and it will inform why patients perhaps have delays in their diagnosis. Something that we all puzzle about at times, how this can possibly be true, and this is the knowledge base that we need to improve it. But there's lots of other things that you can get involved in. All 4 nations have very active primary care research organizations that can help you. So our patients love being involved in research. Mine's a research practice. They love being involved in research. Everybody loves taking part of it and learning and being at the cutting edge of something. So again, that's your challenge for the next year. And also it fits with the hashtag 5-a-day giving, taking notice, connecting, keeping active, and keeping learning. Challenge number 7. Recruit 1 new person to general practice. I've been in a number of medical student sessions throughout this conference, and one of the things that comes up time and time again is they say, well, we go into these GP surgeries in our student placements, and we sit behind somebody all day long, and we go off general practice. I went to see my GP. I saw an F2 doctor only a couple of days ago, and she trained at a medical school. And I said, at her medical school, I said, what did you want to do? Well, I was thinking about general practice, but I had such a terrible experience in my medical school when I went into the general practice because they were so miserable that I've decided to do radiology. Anyway, after 5 minutes, I persuaded her she made a mistake, and she's going to. So I've got my 1, okay? All right, now you need to do that. But we really do need, it's really important this, we really do need to be very positive role models. And often it's not important what we say, it's how we make them feel. It's really important. And there are lots of other things that individuals might want to make them GPs, but positive and negative role models really influence. We all remember them from our own careers, the positive and the negative role models. I mean, my own experience, I thought surgeons were sort of terrible people from my medical school days, and then I met them in other hospitals, and they were really quite nice. And again, it fits with the 5 a day. So challenge number 8. So every year, our college has charities that which we collect for. We always have a continuing international development fund, and we give to fund various projects throughout the world. For example, last year, 3 of our members joined a group for charity that climbed Kilimanjaro and raised over £11,000, which is going directly to Bihar in India, which is one of their poorest states. You know, so they have the equivalent of Manchester, 1 GP, something like that, something incredibly ridiculous. So all this will make a difference there. So that's an ongoing fund that we're always collecting for, and the money goes directly to our funds internationally. Then each year we target a special cause for the year. In the past we've had the Sierra Leone project, we had the Helen Lester project, and this year it's for our Student Development Fund, where we're aiming to help medical students and junior doctors encourage students and those at school children to take up careers in general practice. So for instance, we're planning events this year like a 3 Peaks Challenge next year. So keep an eye on the website. We're hoping to get this going. And if you've always thought, oh, I'd like to do the 3 Peaks Challenge in 24 hours, well, we're hoping to organize this for you. But it will cost you. So keep your eyes open for that. Challenge number 9. Take control of your careers. Work out where you want to be in 10 years and how you're going to get there. General practice is changing. There's no doubt about that. We can't go backwards. We are where we are. We can only go forwards. But you need to make sure you know what you want to preserve going forward. What is the magic of general practice? And if we're not careful, we'll suddenly find ourselves 10 years from now and we'll think, what happened? So make sure you preserve the magic of general practice, and it's down to each and every one of us to make sure that that happens. My motto, and I'm going to come to this in a moment, is hold your arms up in the air and scream. So I'm just going to explain this. This is my CV. It's an infographic, and I think everybody should have CVs like this. They're much more interesting. I'm up there at the start on the top left-hand corner, being born in Cheltenham, and then I've got 5 sabbaticals in there. 1 wedding, 1 still my first wife, open to offers. My daughter's wedding, and my son down the bottom there, who did graduate medicine, is now an F2 in Plymouth. But get to the front, hold your arms up in the air and scream. I was lucky enough, as I said before, to have a Harkness Fellowship in the States, in Harvard. But then one of the terrible things, we had to travel around the country a lot and go to conferences. And in the States, they often have a inspirational speaker at the 2 o'clock slot when everybody's falling asleep. And there's this one guy, he was just great once, but he said a number of things, but the thing that I remember most was, life is like a roller coaster, okay? And it's going up and down and around, and you can't really control it, but you have choices. You can either get into the back of the roller coaster, put your head down and hang on while it goes round, or you can get to the front of the roller coaster, put your arms up in the air, and scream, okay? It's the same journey, but one's a lot more fun. And although that's a metaphor, if you've got children, do it with them. That's even more fun. You know, get to the front and teach them how to put their arms up in the air and scream. I really recommend that. It's loads of fun. So, now, challenge number 10 rolls into it quite neatly, and Sam was talking about this then, is have fun every day. Death is, if you didn't know this, death is inevitable. But honestly, misery is optional. It doesn't really have to be like that. And then the other thing, I used to think I was an optimist, but if you're an optimist in life, maybe you'll get disappointed. If you're a pessimist, well, you will be miserable. Just be hopeful. And that's where we have to be at the moment. You know, things are difficult. Don't be, you know, overly optimistic, but don't be pessimistic. Just be hopeful. And there's a real chance that things are starting to turn around. Not just in England with the GP Forward View, but in Wales, Northern Ireland, and Scotland. So there's a real chance things are going to get better. So just be hopeful. So this was my declaration of interest that I showed at the beginning. It's a bit bigger now. I can declare it. The most interesting thing, I think, at the bottom that I'm going to just share with you, that I want to note, is I also have declarations of intent and declarations of regret that I could show you, but perhaps not today. Maybe next year, when I'm immediately about to go out of office, I can show you those. And then, thank you. None of this would be possible without you, okay? There is no conference without you. You're the people that make it a great conference. In the same way that there is no general practice without our patients. And it's fair to say that the NHS really needs GPs, and the biggest, greatest thing about the NHS is general practice, but the greatest thing about general practice is our patients. That is our biggest resource. So today, you, the audience, are the most important thing in the room, and every day when we're at work, the most important thing in the room is our patients. And you really can't go wrong if you take that point of view. So I want to thank you for coming. I want to thank our organisers, the contributors and speakers for making it all make sense. The sponsors and exhibitors for their support, and the venue and its staff for hosting us so well. Thank everybody. And finally, that's all. Have a safe trip home. We finished 2 minutes late. See you in Liverpool, 12th to 14th of October 2017. And if you haven't been to the conference centre in Liverpool, it is great. You will really enjoy it there. And Liverpool is a great town. So see you there.